Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 881, and today's date is January 30th, 2016, and the title of the episode is The Current Economic Collapse News Brief. Let's get right into the economic collapse news. Now, after the false flag that occurred in Paris, the French government decided to impose a state of emergency. And basically, it revokes the rights of the people and gives full power to the government. Well, today, Saturday, thousands of people in Paris decided to march and denounce the plans to renew this. Human rights group, politicians, and unions joined the march in the French capital, and other demonstrations occurred around France. And the cabinet in France is supposed to vote on this on Wednesday to extend the terms of the state of emergency. And the people are saying, no, it is enough. We do not need this. And it just transfers the power right to the government. And we see a lot of these governments around the world have used these false flag events to give themselves more and more power and to take away the rights of the people. The question is, why is this happening right now? Why do we see more of this? Because when the economic system starts to crumble and fall apart and collapse, they need a way to control the people. They need a way to enforce what they want to do. Go to war, take away the people's rights, and lock down the country. We see the U.S. is continually provoking China. The U.S. Navy has sent a guided missile destroyer within 12 nautical miles of an island in the South China Sea. The USS Curtis Wilbur sailed unopposed near the Triton Island in the Paracel Island archipelago. And, of course, the Chinese Foreign Ministry is saying, okay, you just sailed by our land, and this is completely illegal. And you didn't get permission from us. And of course, the United States government central bankers, they're using that, we have the right to do this and we're going to keep doing this. This is all about provoking and continually provoking the players who are going to be involved in the next war. It's going to be China, North Korea, Russia, and other countries. And those who are not using or have a private Western central bank implemented in their country, these are the countries they're going after. We see the Syrian talks, the peace talks started in Geneva. These are the Geneva 3 peace talks. And right now we see that the Syrian opposition is now going to join the talks. Now, a lot of people are saying that these Geneva 3 talks have no future whatsoever because the agenda is basically the same as it always been. It's Assad must step down, Assad must step down. And right now, the only way Assad is stepping down is if the people decide, okay, we're going to vote and we no longer want him as president. But the United States government central bankers, they don't want to hear this. They want him to step down now. And if he doesn't step down, the war will continue. We'll have to watch these talks very closely to see what happens, but I really don't think they're going to go anywhere. I think in the meantime, when everyone's eyes are focused on these ceasefire peace talks, the United States has other plans with the coalition forces, building up the ground invasion, preparing war in this area. We see the Syrian rebels, while the peace talks are going on, they decided to merge with each other, all the different factions, into the Northern Brigade in Aleppo. So we see they're all starting to come together because once they all come together and they cooperate, they're going to have this force which they're going to use with, of course, the coalition forces to go after Damascus. Erdogan is out there again, and he's making allegations that an alleged incident involving an Su-34 fighter took place on Friday. And they're saying that this plane flew into their airspace. Now, Russia is out there, and they are denying the claims by Turkey, saying absolutely not. Our plane did not violate your land whatsoever, and we need to see some type of proof showing that it was our plane that went into your airspace. Please provide this. Now, if they provide it and they show it, great. They have proof. But if they continually use accusations and continually say this was done without giving the proof, we know that this is complete propaganda. Now, what we're seeing right now is they're trying to provoke Russia into doing something. And they're continually doing this. They're not going to stop at this point. Now, the Turkish ministry did not state where the alleged airspace violation occurred exactly. They can't give the exact location. And Russia is saying that the Turkish air defense specialists know the radar stations controlling airspace may only register the altitude, course, and speed of the object in the air. None of these radars is capable of establishing the type and state affiliation of the air object. So they have no way of knowing that this was an actual Russian plane. All they're saying is they caught it on radar, and they are saying that, yes, it's in our airspace. And of course, they don't know exactly where it is. They're not saying where it exactly is. They haven't handed over the satellite imagery, the radar imagery. They have none of it. So right now, they're pushing propaganda. Why? Why are they doing all of this? Why are they provoking Russia like this? Because what's happening in Syria is that Russia has been pushing the Islamic State out of Syria. Russia, the Syrian army, have been gaining ground. They've been liberating hundreds of towns and cities. And the proxy army for the United States government, central banker, and Turkey, they're losing. The oil revenue has basically completely disappeared because of what Russia has been doing. They continually strike the oil convoys, and all that money that was flowing in and all that oil that was flowing into Turkey is coming to a complete halt. And we see right now that the United States government, central bankers, Turkey, the other coalition forces, they are definitely preparing something very big at this point. Obama right now is seeking the unlimited war powers. Of course, he's using that we need this for the Islamic State. He's going to Congress. He's trying to push this, saying that they definitely need this. They already have military plans to go into Libya. And some of these plans are basically as follows. They're going to basically perform a full spectrum of military operations, and they're going to be bombing. There will be ground troops, because they need to do this to get back into Tripoli. They need an international force of support for the new government to get into Tripoli. Otherwise, they're saying the unity government will never get into Tripoli. And of course, they're using the propaganda that they're going after the Islamic State because the Islamic State has captured all the oil refineries, the oil ports, and they're stopping production. Basically, the proxy army has taken control of all these areas. The people of Libya do not want the U.S. government central bankers in there. They kicked the puppet government out. They have control of their country. The U.S., the coalition forces don't like this. They're going in there to reestablish the puppet government. That's it. And they're using the Islamic State to make their case. We see already that this is really starting to build up. And I wouldn't be surprised in the next month or two, it begins. Because we're starting to see the air base in Syria. The military assets are rolling in. Troops are slowly creeping into Syria. We see the plans, and the coalition forces are ready to go into Libya. We are just waiting for that big bang. We could see an event where the president uses this to say, okay, now it's time that we need to really push this authorization for war. I need full control so I can go into the Middle East with not 800 troops, not 900, not 1,000, 20, 30, 50,000 troops. And that time is coming. The countdown has begun. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.